What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. I gotta find a better way to zoom out on that here, like we're toned down on the music. The reason why is because ever since Twitch started super compressing the hell out of their VODs, unfortunately, especially when sending them over to YouTube, I've been doing local offline recordings and uploading those to YouTube instead to get better quality, which has mostly worked. It's come out through a lot clearer when you watch stuff, especially a lot of high motion and so forth. But unfortunately, before what I was doing was hitting record, then like tuning down the music, and then like reading like I am right now, and I was getting like copyright flagged for everything on there, and losing like having ads placed everywhere, which is why I don't want to have happen. Even though I'm eligible for monetization, I don't have my YouTube channel monetized at all because I don't really see a point behind it because I just do it for fun. That's it. Much like I do it here, like if you want to pay money for subscriptions, you're more than welcome to do that. We have people who do that already, which I'm currently grateful for. You want to donate bits, you can do that too, but I'm never going to ask you to do either one of those things because I'm just doing this for fun. So what am I not doing for fun? Oh, well, let me show you, boys and girls. This little game right here in a small little window on your screen. I know it's going to get bigger in a minute here once I launch it. Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut. I figured let's play a janky mess. Now, I have this on Steam as well. In terms of the Steam version, I'm so shocked to say is worse than the emulated version at all. I mean, the GameCube version looked pretty good. They overhauled the graphics from the Dreamcast version. They really did a pretty decent job, but they broke so many things in the process of doing that. Then you have the Dolphin emulator, which I'm going to be doing, which makes everything look so much better. I mean, I have it up-resed a couple times, running 720p. It's going to look really nice. PC port is like god awful. I don't know what they did to it, but they made it so like textures are blurry and stuff. Like at one point in the start of the game, you see the town police car, like police department, and you see like the SSPD. I think it's on the back. The initials are. And on the PC version, it's like blurry. It's like the textures don't load right. It's like, what in the world happened here? So it's like, okay, well, let's just stick with emulation then. So we're going to do that right now. The screen changed. There we go. Get this center to screen eventually. There we go. Alright, so this is ported over from the original Dreamcast version. And GameCube, I should say, since this is just straight off the GameCube. I think it's like Cutting Room Floor. What website is that? Yeah, there's a site, yeah, the Cutting Room Floor. That's this humongous list of changes from the Dreamcast to GameCube conversion of this game. The big one that a lot of people don't realize is definitely the models got definitely an update to them. They got reworked. Sonic's actually like thinner, like skinnier.
Select a memory. Select a file.
Okay, so you have to go into it because I tried it out to see like how the emulator was running it. how it looked, make some tweaks and so forth, so I had to create a file. Alright, here we go. Options.
Options. You can customize various options. Sound test. Option.
Actually, what options? Yeah, I remember it's like, I think it was just Japanese and English were the options we had available for language.
Options.
Yep, English or Japanese.
Various options. Select a character.
Select a character. There's only one. Everyone else you can't pick yet.
Let's get him!
Now, one thing they improved for the GameCube port is when you first start the Dreamcast version, you see Sonic standing there by the steps for a second, then it cuts into the cinematic. It's really weird, so they just like, well, let's just fix that problem. Cut it right there.
Oh yeah! This is happening!
Yeah, another thing that was really weird about the TC port is like the colors were way off too. Like Sonic was almost like purple in color. It's really bizarre.
You are completely surrounded! Surrender yourself!
Don't question why there's floating rings around here.
Lock on target, man! Ready? Fire!
You dropped acorns.
Oh no! Our weapons are useless!
Quickly, moonwalk backwards out of scene. Except for you, Johnson. You stay and keep moonwalking in place.
Oh yeah! This could be fun!
Oh God, I'm talking Blue Hedgehog. Open fire again. Kill it. Now, another big improvement about the GameCube version is that it actually runs at 60 frames per second. The original Dreamcast game ran in 30 only. Cutscenes in this game still do run 30. So you might notice that difference. Unless you know those people who would like, the human eye can't see anything past 480p 20 frames a second. In which case I'd call you stupid and wrong. Badong.
Hey, I'll play with you some other time!
Bad wrong. This version also lets you skip cutscenes, which you were forced to watch on the Dreamcast version no matter how many times you had beat it, I believe.
Come on, you big drip! Where you going?
Excuse me. Yes, if you want to see like all the changes that were done from the Dreamcast to the GameCube port, just check out that link. It is quite extensive. I was looking through it the other day. I was like, holy cow, this is insane. Like, I knew that like things had been changed, but I didn't like realize like how much they had been
You know
overhauled
nothing,
completely.
fool! It's Chaos, the god of destruction!
I thought it shouldn't be a problem. You can just fly out of there and let your biplane kill a bunch of people.
Tails. Now, what am I gonna do with you?
Let's go race and pick up the body part. And then suddenly people. Now this part really bugs me. Because... Oh yeah, yes, I have free camera in this one too. It's like the water textures in this do not go correctly. It's really bizarre. Even on the original GameCube version, it's still kind of screwy. Dreamcast version, like the water, in my opinion, looked better. What happened? I was swimming, I missed it. For whatever reason, there's freakishly people here. I think this is the kid that tells you, like, oh yeah, by the way, things are like super janky in this version of the game. Don't be surprised if you see glitches. I'm Mr. Know-It-All. Here's a clue. Grab the spinning rings. It's important. As long as you get the rings, you'll be okay, even if you get hit any hazards. Now you know. Don't worry if the view suddenly changes. It does that sometimes. Don't worry, we've just programmed a buggy piece of crap. The original game was glitchy. The North American release fixed some of the glitches, and then we just broke the game, updating everything in this version, so get used to it.
Hey, there's no time to rest.
Oh, look, twins! Mr. Sonic, please, go see if you can save him. What about you, Twin 2? Just my luck. Monster appears, plane falls. Came here to relax. This is unbelievable. Oh, so you're a Karen, okay. Oh man, there is funky pop-up in this. Pop-in. Alright, so here's my first favorite glitch. Just, it's basically the game's like counting you to hold straight up as you slowly walk forward. Centimeter by centimeter. But if you don't hold up through the loops, weird stuff can happen, like this. It's actually a weird one. I've never seen it do that before. Usually it just like cuts to an external camera view. And you just go flying like straight up through the geometry. Fixed it that time. It's weird. It's like the one time I tried to do it, doesn't work right. Me trying to like break the game, it's funny. There's a couple spots over here you have to just walk like right out of bounds. Let's see. Not here. This next part. If you hold right onto the wall, like right where the speedrun is right here, you can actually usually clip right through the wall. And of course, it's weird. It's like the one time I actually want to like throw up like crazy crappy glitches in this game is when it just starts working correctly for me. It's like, go figure. So why they make this so hard to get? I don't know. Can we put it on the wall so people can get to it? No, don't do that. Because they have to actually jump to get it. So you may have noticed that that part right there launched me through everything, even if you don't hit the bounce pads like or the running pads. It just did feel along at full speed. This part doesn't do it, but just that one part does. And yes, I clicked right through a railing. It is not uncommon to click through geometry in this game at all. If I can do it again. Nope. Here we go.
Jump on panel number 1. It will take you to panels 2 and 3. Jump as soon as you land on a panel or else you'll fall.
Yes, here's where I rescued Tails, by the way. It's just sitting here next to us playing like, oh crap, what happened? Like, well, technically we didn't really rescue him, did we?
Yeah, not bad.
Hey, Sonic! Long time no see, huh?
I'm just glad you're okay.
I'm just glad we didn't rebalance the audio here so you can actually hear what I'm
What
talking
happened
about.
Anyway? You're too good of a pilot to just crash like that.
That was a test run using a new prototype propulsion system. It's got a few bugs to iron out.
Why not just use my plane, the Tornado?
Why take a plane at all when you couldn't
Check out my
fly?
newest power
And you're
supply.
known for that.
Ta-da!
Whoa! A Chaos Emerald!
Yep. I just happened to find one of the 7 emeralds during one of my test fights.
You found one of the Dragon Balls, I
It's
mean
really
emeralds.
power, you know. So I figured, why not use it to power my plane? Supercharged! You gotta come over to my workshop, Sonic. I've got something I've gotta show you.
Show you the bodies and
It's in
the
Mystic
wonderful
Ruins.
human skin suit I'm
Wave
building.
like train. Let's go!
First, I need you to rub some lotion on your skin. Make sure you're hydrated. I can now play with Tails. Woo! So this is the big problem with Sonic Adventure. They try to make this big humongous open world thing, but you don't get a whole lot of guidance on where you need to go. Now on the casinos only open at night, so it just drags down the game by so much. Okay, I can't do anything here with this yet. So you just have like momentum of the game just like crushed beneath you because you can't really do anything. You gotta try to find out where you need to go next, and you have these little Navi things here, like from, you know, tell you where to go.
Take
Pardon
the
me, but
train to the Mystic Ruins.
you gotta find them first sometimes, and sometimes they're really not that helpful.
The train headed for the Mystic Ruins will be departing soon.
if it isn't Sonic?
Look, it's a giant talking egg.
Silence. I am Dr. Robotnik.
I think this is the version when you fight him,
The genius in the world.
you can like keep hitting him repeatedly, like nonstop. When he crashes into the ground, where he's supposed to weak point, just keep hitting A repeatedly. And you just like keep hitting him like a million times till he stops.
You're always up to no good. Now what do you want?
I want all of the Chaos Emeralds. Better not interfere, or else.
Or else what, you big loser?
Or else I'll take them from you by force, the hard way.
I think it was rumored also that the voice acting in this game was basically like they had no direction whatsoever from Japan, and like they barely like the Japanese people in contact with the people doing the voiceover. They like didn't have a script, didn't have direction. Yeah, this is why you can just keep doing this forever. So they didn't have any direction like on what their voice acting was going to be, or like what their motivations were. They were just told to read the lines, and that was it. So they were just like, that's why you just have such wildly inconsistent voice acting in this game. Alright, so you tired of me doing this yet?
Hey, I'll play with you some other time.
I think on the Dreamcast version, like when I got done playing all 6 characters in this game, I think I had something like 86 continues, something crazy. It's like you just rack up a whole bunch of continues in this game without trying, really.
Well, that wasn't so hard.
Aha!
Oh no!
Tails, you're an idiot! I know!
Come on, Chaos. Time to eat.
Chaos? Oh no, isn't that the same monster I saw the other day?
Please tell me I have short-term amnesia.
Oh, yes. It's just as the stone tablets predicted. His strength increases every time I feed him a Chaos Emerald. With all 7 emeralds in him, he'll be invincible and work for me. Together, we'll destroy Station Square. And on its ruins, I'll build Robotnik Land, the ultimate city, where I will rule it all.
Or I could just make my own city and not have to take over one that exists, and I won't have problems that way.
Sonic! We can't let him get away with this, can we?
Oh, I'm
No
sure we
way,
can.
Tails.
Without more emeralds, the monster can't transform. So, it's up to us to get the emeralds before Eggman does, huh?
Oh, right stick, you were... It's like, which is, like, basically the C stick is just way too sensitive. Base camp. Another party is arguing on to jungle. Oh, we hear from them. We can't run the trolley. Pretty sure that's not how trains work, but if you say so.
Tails' workshop should be around here somewhere.
We were just up there. We had to fight Robotnik. Oh yeah, see this stupid thing.
Tails' workshop should be around here somewhere.
That's where I need to go with it, okay. And it disappeared. Perfect. You know if this goes to the Chow Garden? I think it does. Yep. Chow's the Tamagotchi of the games.
The train headed for Station Square will be departing soon.
Tails' workshop should be around here somewhere.
Look, there's nothing in here. Hey, that's the stone I found. Take it away, are you? Yes, I am. Stop me, punk. You need to put it down, like in a holder, but I don't remember where it's at. Here it is. Finally found it, okay. Now we can go on to what I call the Dreamcast demo stage, because when they were showing off the Dreamcast, what it could do in the early build of Sonic Adventure, they would show off this level, which is why it had like the craziest effects and all these. Basically, it was like the best looking level of the entire game, in my opinion. Was that reason why? Because this is the one they showed off. So that makes sense in that aspect, really. So, all right. So you have like the flashiest effects and all sorts of crazy crap going on. Get the famous tornado going through. Doesn't want to tell me what's going on.
The wind is making an invisible path. Don't be afraid. Go through the gate.
Just keep holding up or you'll fall down and die for some reason. Oh no, a tornado! That's not how tornadoes work, but okay. We'll roll with it.
Head straight up. You should be able to get out of the tornado.
Yeah, having lived through several of them, yeah, they're not like this at all.
Jump on panel number 1. It will take you to panels 2 and 3. Jump as soon as you land on a panel or else you'll fall.
But there was like no denying that this game looked really good in 1999. Though I didn't get my Dreamcast until Christmas of that year. I didn't get one at launch. Sorry, I have to blow my nose real quick. I didn't get one at launch, but I got one at Christmas, is what I ended up doing. Oh god, I sneezed. I don't know why, but ever since my fusion, when you sneeze, it's worse than before. Oh god. Oh, that was a pain and a half. So yeah, I got my Dreamcast Christmas '99, literally. My mom was like, "Not sure what to get you for Christmas, so here's a bunch of crazy crap. If you don't like it, here's a receipt. Take it back, whatever you want." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I did, and traded in, got a Dreamcast, Sonic Adventure. Let's see what they had. They didn't have too many games because there was still like a shortage of Dreamcast games. It was weird. They had the systems. They got those back in stock after a while because there was a shortage of those too. So they had the systems, but they were like low on games. So I bought Dreamcast. I got the Sonic Adventure, Soul Calibur, naturally, and NFL 2K. So those were my first 3 games. I don't think I had a VMU. Yeah, that's right. I didn't have a VMU at start to save the games because they didn't have them on stock on hand, so I didn't get one. So it was like every time you turn off the system, you start it over again. Hey, Twellis, need to speedrun Big the Cat part of this game? Oh god. If you want to see someone go absolutely insane playing this game, especially the cat part, watch Game Grumps do it. I mean, they show you like how broken this is. Also, what's up? It's good to see you, as always. Yeah, but this was like the level that they would use to show off the power of the Dreamcast. Yeah, nobody should ever speedrun any of this game, to be honest. I think they actually did do a speedrun this one GDQ, I want to say. I can't remember. Game's trying to throw me past the platform I need. There we go. Yeah, so Sonic DX, which is what I'm playing through via Dolphin, is actually, it really is a big graphical improvement over the Dreamcast original, which it doesn't seem like it at first glance, but it, like when you go to the cutting room floor and look at all the differences side by side, you can see how they literally went through and overhauled every aspect of the game graphically. It's quite impressive. But of course, by doing so, it's kind of like Mickey Mania. They did the Japanese version, they tried to improve on things and ended up like breaking the game more. That's exactly what happened with this version. Should play NFL 2K on stream. Well, as soon as I get my Elgato fixed, I can do that. It's a great game. It's one of the few football games I actually enjoy playing.
Yeah, not bad.
It's funny though, because my mom, before, you know, losing her fucking mind thanks to a brain tumor, she used to, like, she still would bring up the time that I had NFL 2K playing. Like, I was playing it downstairs. My dad came downstairs, looked at the TV, because I didn't have the HUD up at the time, and he asked me, like, who was playing, because he thought it was a real football game. You know, it was like, he thought I was watching football. This is like, holy crap. So, and my mom was, like, blown away by it. She's like, it fooled your dad, the games looked great. And then, of course, EA is like, we're going to buy out the NFL license for 35 years. And basically erase all our competition so we can just sell you the next Madden game where we change the number on the box and don't change a damn thing about the gameplay. It's like, oh, that's great. 2K games were great. I miss those. I miss that series a lot.
Go to Station Square.
Oh, they
You
are.
may find
Yeah, are
something.
scumbags of the highest order. They literally are. Bought out the entire competition, and it's like, oh. I think it was around, like, it was originally like 20, 25 years. No, it was like a 20-year license or something like that when they first bought it. And then people were like, oh, hey, cool, it's coming up. You know, for renewal, maybe they won't buy it out. And then they bought the license until, like, 2035 again, or something like that, something crazy. It's like, oh. Thanks, EA. I said, I'm not really a sports person, but the only sports games I've ever liked were the 2K series. Just the college football games, I love those. Until nobody, Ed O'Bannon, sued, they put it on the front cover of the game. Yeah, how dare you put me on the front cover of the game? I want money. Even though I'm a NCAA and I can't make money because it's college, but ignore that.
There's a place somewhere in the city where you can go down into the sewer.
Thanks, Navi. So one of the games I'm thinking about playing as well, it's where I need to go is right down this hole. Speaking of Navi, is I'm thinking about either just doing a modified, like a cheated version of Breath of the Wild, where I have mods on so my weapons don't break. Do a playthrough of that, or maybe a playthrough of The Wind Waker. That might be kind of fun to do. Became a terrible NBA player soon only after he totally sucked at basketball, couldn't play in the NBA. That's funny. It's like, hey, you're a terrible basketball player. We've made a terrible mistake with signing you. Oh man. Well, I should sue for money now. Oh hey. Yes, it's very, I mean, How many times have we all gone down to the sewers and found magical shoes
Now
floating in
you've
a
got
rainbow
light
light?
speed shoes.
I can't tell you how many
First
times
you
I've done
hold
that
the
on
action
acid. I
button to
mean,
store up
sober.
power. Once you have enough power, release the button and you can do the light
Oh my
speed
god, I
dash.
hated.
The light speed dash
It was like Legend of Zelda, paper mache
weapons.
weapons.
As long as there's a trail of rings, you can go just about
Because I tried it,
anywhere.
hated it like crazy. I'm like, this game sucks. Why do people like it? Turned on the no weapons breaking mod. Then I had fun. That's when I really enjoyed the game. I'm like, okay, I get it now. This is a lot of fun.
Ready, go!
Like, this is cool. I can appreciate it. Through the door, Sonic. We can do it, buddy. There you go. Sonic's like, I'm gonna steal your stuff. God, I'm trapped. Yeah, so I'm thinking about doing that, or maybe Wind Waker. I love Wind Waker. It's one of my favorite Zeldas. And it boggles my mind that I've talked to people who like hate that game, but they've never played it because of the way it looks. I'm like, you are missing out on one of the best Zeldas ever made. And that's not where I need to go. Maybe here. Yeah, I was wondering about that. Because I know that they're going after clips. Because, like, basically they figured, like, oh, wait a minute, we've gone after YouTube. You know, the recording MPAA is like, or the RIAA is like, oh, we can go after YouTube and make money for people playing our music there. And they left Twitch alone for years, and someone finally tipped them off to that, or they figured it out. And then they started going after the clips. It's like, oh my god.
Ready, go!
Oh my god, the door! Skyward Sword was a good Zelda game, right? I would say no. But I am biased because I hate the Wii with a passion, because it is a system that is not friendly towards disabled people, or people like myself who have extreme fibromyalgia and cannot really play the Wii because of that, with the stupid waggle. So if they had like a version of the game, okay, that's gonna be timing nightmare. So if they had a version of the game that was like mapped to the controller or able to play with controller, that'd be better. Oh look, it's Sonic's cock ring. I mean, bracelet. Like, I know where this goes. Oh, my hand. How did I get it around my freakishly huge hands?
This is the crystal ring. This reduces the time needed to store power for the light speed dash.
Well, you can be fine, but I don't, like, are your VODs in trouble? Because I know that, like, they were going after clips, specifically. They're going after the clip part, but just not, like, the live streams, or the VODs themselves, I don't know, but it's just, like, the clips. So I know people are actually archiving them as fast as they can. I love NVIDIA RTX. I just turned on a little fan I have, like a little 4-inch metal fan. And you can't even hear it, I don't think. I'm gonna blow it right into the microphone and see what happens. Okay, that didn't work out too well. Let's see if we do it again. Let's pick that up. That shouldn't be happening. Okay, so really weird is that it's not picking it up, so if I play it directly... maybe 7 or 8 inches away. So if you slowly inch the fan towards, it's okay. Like, it's fine, but if you get like too close, like within 6 or 7 inches or so, then it starts picking up. But I mean, I can have it blow on me right now, and I don't think you can hear it at all. Alright, so I think I need to go to the casino now. If I remember correctly, it's been too long since I played this.
You can go to the casino area at nighttime.
As I turn off the fan, I don't need it on right now. Now I have to find the casino area. Pretzel rocks? Not familiar with them. I gotta Google search that one. Are they like covers or safe music or stream safe music for live streamers? Okay, so are they like anybody who I know? Because I'm looking at this and I'm like, I'm not seeing anybody I recognize
there's no
here.
time to rest.
Royalty free music. Oh yeah, that's terrible. I mean, you want to listen to music you want to listen to, you know? Of course you know. Ooh, it's my casino. It's my name. See? It's... Whoa, okay, crappy camera. It's my casino. Ken's Playroom. Casino Ken.
Ready? Go!
Somehow the scam is Twitch sings is okay for copyright music. Yeah, Twitch is all inconsistent, but yeah, so if your streams themselves should be okay. I don't know. You'd have to take a look at your VOD section, like when you go into your dashboard and you go to, where is it? What is it? Go to content and then video producer. That's where your VOD should be saved. Your VODs are usually muted. Yeah, so that's it. So then your only options would be then to do an offline recording like I'm doing right now, just because Twitch has also increased their compression. So it's like when you do, like, we transfer from Twitch VOD to YouTube archive, which is what I do with my streams. I archive them on my YouTube channel because I actually have friends who actually watch it that way, which is kind of crazy. I find really interesting. So how many people who do that? But yeah, like Twitch has increased the compression on it and just looks like garbage. Like my Sekiro playthrough looked like I was playing through a 56K modem that was smeared with Vaseline and you threw bleach in somebody's eyes. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I can almost tell what's going on. So I started doing offline recordings and uploading those, and I get much better quality. But of course, I have a computer and a graphics card that can process that and handle it. Your computer might not be able to do that, I don't know. You'd have to test it out and see if you're able to stream and record at the same time at a decent quality, or at least 720p. That might be an option, but I don't think you're really interested in like archiving your stuff, to be honest. I don't think you view that, to my knowledge. Oh, I do not miss that sound at all. Now we get to play really poor man's version of Sonic Spinball. I actually like Sonic Spinball. People crap on that game, and I like it. Save all your stuff via highlights. Yeah, I mean, might as well. You have fun doing it. I imagine this part would be a nightmare to speedrun. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this game was shown at the GDQ. I'm gonna have to look that up when I'm done streaming. So it'll be interesting to see how you handle the casino part here. Oh, I found a game for you that you might really like. It's called Guts and Glory. It involves you trying to get from like point A to point B in a checkpoint. And let's just say mayhem ensues. It is like your type of game. I've been in 5 different streams today wanting me to donate to Black Lives Matter. I want to donate to the Bureau of Land Management. Your idea is funnier. I like that. Get enough of my money, I have to buy a fishing license. I agree. Yes, Bureau of Land Management. I agree. I'm going to start saying that now online because people are going to tell you you're wrong anyway, so yours is even funnier. Basically, I need to get like around 400 rings, I think it is what I need to get past this level. So it's just like, there's multiple boards. There's a Knights one I need to find. Tails kickback, so he's gonna bribe me. Here, Sonic! Don't tell the cops about my meth operation inside my lab! I think it was Amazing Atheist, who's like a douchebag. But, he had this, like, little skit. He's like, he's flagellating himself and just, like, whipping himself. He's like, I'm sorry I'm white! I'm sorry I'm male! It's like, that part just always cracks me up. Like, especially, like, dealing with people like that. Yeah, Guts and Glory is one of the games I'm gonna have to stream one of these days, because I know you would absolutely love it. I think it's like $15 on Steam, which is kind of pricey. It's like literally like a $10 game in my opinion, or less, $10 to $5 really. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's hilarious. Okay, so the downside is like when you leave this table, it dumps you in the sewer where you can lose more ring. Let's just do that so we can get to some other tables around here. Okay, cool. So as long as you're not broke, apparently it'll kick you out. So I think this is the vault, where it comes and violently shakes you from your money for some weird reason. Now I know a tail. Wow, that's great. Shoddy, not shoddy game whatsoever. Completely bug-free. Or Sonic has had way too many lattes, I can't tell you. I got what I was gonna say, but... Yeah, there's a way I know with Tails that you can go through and get to that early. Like, you just jump up onto the, you can glitch your way past having to do all these rings. Get all these pinball games. Yeah, I think this is the Knights one, maybe? I'm not sure. Well, it's better than, yeah, this is the Knights one. It's way better than Sonic Boom, at least. That was literally 2 people QA'd the game. And they were, like, given almost, like, no time to do it. And that game shows, like, from what a train wreck is. Like, this game's glitchy. Like I said, basically they broke it because, like, trying to go through and improve everything, which they did. They really did, honestly did go through and actually improve a lot of textures. A lot of people just don't realize it. So used to, like, looking at the Dreamcast thing, like, oh, it's exactly like that, but it's not. It's really been improved. But by doing so and overhauling the game as much as they did, things were kind of busted. Oh god. Actually, I played the PC version of it, demo of it. I don't know why, but somebody is trying to make a PC version of Sonic 06 and quote-unquote make it better, and even that is still a glitchy pile of crap. It's like, nobody asked for this, why are you doing this? Yeah, famously, there was when I was working at Walmart, a father came in and asked me, he's like, hey, can I get that Sonic the Hedgehog game for the Xbox 360? Which was Sonic 06. It was before people started calling it Sonic 06, really. I was like, why? Is he being punished? And he just looked at me like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, I'm just gonna tell you right now, you can't return this game unless there's a physical defect or problem with it. It's like, you know, there's no way to return the game due to the Copyright Act. Just want to let you know, it's not a good game. I wouldn't recommend it. He's like, well, I'll show you. My son loves Sonic, and he was gonna play this game. And, you know, you're just being an asshole. 2 days later, he comes back in. He's like, I want to exchange this game for something different. I'm like, nope, I told you, buddy. You cannot exchange it for something different thanks to the Digital Copyright Act. That is not a thing. Like, sorry. You bought a crappy game, I warned you. It's on you. It's also the same thing, too. Like, we also were able to turn down and reject people trying to return 360 games. If they had like a circular scratch in them, like it's still to this day, I don't know why. I have the last version of the Xbox 360, the last revision. I think it's the E model as an Echo. And if you have a game in the system and you're playing it and you move the system at all, like if you turn it from laying flat to vertical or either way like that, or just even start to move it at all, don't ever do that. There's a defect they never got rid of where it literally, like, it doesn't support the CD. It's like free floating and it rubs apart against something inside the system and it leaves like a circular scratch depending on where the search sector is for the laser. So people would come in and you're like, oh, there's something wrong with the game, I don't know why. And I'd take a look at the back of the disc. I'm like, well, we're not returning, you can't return this. They're like, why not? I'm like, because you moved the system while you had it playing. Which is like, it tells you on every single game, like, do not move your system. We had signs put up. I had signs put up throughout my department saying, you know, we will not accept Xbox 360 returns or defects if you have a circular scratch because you moved the system in play. And these are like not like light scratches. This is like a freaking gouge. You can look up videos of it like on YouTube. People would still try to do it. You know, it's like, stop. Like, stop trying to move your system while it's moving, while it's playing. It's like, just don't do it. You shouldn't be doing that anyway. If you have your system vertically and you think it's going to fall over or there's a chance to have it fall over, lay it down flat. You know, it's like my system's laying down flat. I don't have any of my systems vertical. There's no need to. I have a cat. I'm not going to risk it anyway. So it's like, why is this hard to figure out? People be dumb, yo. That's new. I don't think I've ever done that before. Sonic Adventure, everybody! Oh god. Does this do anything? I don't know. I've actually never, like, I have friends who are like major into it nights. Yeah, Saturn Memories. He is like super into Knights. I know other people really are. I've tried playing it. I don't understand how to play it really, to be honest. I don't really get the point. I'm like, okay, I'm flying around and getting rings. Why? You're like, just to do it, man. It's fun. I'm like, it's just not for me. Yeah, Bolt Wallace, you and I are in the same boat, my friend. We're just like, I just don't get the allure behind the game, to be honest. It's a pretty game. I mean, even on the Saturn, it was a pretty game, but it's just like, okay. You enjoyed Super Mario Brothers, so yeah, take your opinion for what it's worth. I mean, hey, I like FMV games, so I really can't be one to speak about that, to be honest. We all have our flaws. Speaking of which, hopefully my new PlayStation 1 laser should be showing up in about 2 more weeks, I think. And hopefully Elgato. Oh, by the way, Elgato is like, now they're their biggest excuse Because, like, I sent them I called them up on the phone, said, like, hey, I got a problem here. Ran their stupid little, you know, thing to try to find out what the issue is. They're like, we don't know what's wrong with your system, why it's not putting out audio. But it's going to take, like, I'm like, well, why the hell did I have to call you guys after 4 days because you couldn't be bothered to, like, look into this shit? So I had to call them up and make them do it. They're like, well, due to the COVID-19, we're short-staffed, and it's really hard working from home. I said, like, that's not an excuse, because I've worked from home for many years. This has been ongoing for months. Your guys' customer service sucks, which is why I'm in your system already. You've replaced 3 of my units already for the HD60S. Which indicates that you have a problem with your hardware and your hardware in general. It sucks. I want you to replace this. They're like, well, we need to get it over to customers to our advanced technical support. And that could take anywhere between 5 to 7 business days. Like, are you fucking kidding me? So, it's like, it's a fight and a half. I mean, if I had the money, I just bought my lady friend bought her some birthday gifts. So, like, I have, like, half the price, I have, like, half the money it would take to buy a new capture card anyway, so it's just like, well, you know, I'm stuck with an HD60S until I get a job. I love the Harvester game for PC, you know, it's freaking nuts. How to get past sensors, I have no idea, I don't even know what the Harvester is. Let's Google that. Oh, Harvester! Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a 96 game, FMV. I think your guy's name is Steve. You have like Amnesia, it's kind of like Twin Peaks almost, if it was a video game, kind of. It gets violent and gory at parts. Yeah, I remember that game now. It's like, I had to stop thinking, I was like, what is that? Like, the Harvester? I'm like, oh no, Harvester, yeah, I remember. I need to get Ripper working on PC. That was an FMV game that also had Christopher Walken in it. So, Christopher Walken FMV games, hell yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember you have like a sexual encounter at some point. I didn't remember how far into it was.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, not bad. You suck. What? Go get your parents' gun. Become somebody. What?
Yeah. Hey.
Watch out, he's slowly floating towards us.
Oh no, the Chaos Emerald.
Oh, no, you don't!
Oh, jeez.
That was Roundup. You now have cancer, according to the state of California. Of course, according to the state of California, everything gives you cancer, except for cancer. What the hell's wrong with my feet, Tails?
Oh man, what happened to that emerald we just had?
Retroactively go back and tell him, give me my money
But
for
the
not
other
looking
one's
right.
safe. That guy must be desperate.
Hey, Nimix, what's up? Good to see you, my friend.
That's
Hopefully
not
all is well
good.
as
Come
usual.
on, Sonic, we need to get busy.
But Tails, we're in public. Judge said they can't be public indecency charges anymore. Okay, what was that thing flying at me? Or no, that was Tails flying in the distance. Okay.
The train headed for the Mystic Ruins will be departing soon.
Let's go down this back alley where I can buy crack. Or this thing. Voice is crossed between William Shatner and really confused Corey Haim. That's a good comparison.
The train headed for the Mystic Ruins will be departing soon.
So I originally wanted to stream this yesterday, but I ran into some problems with my health. Namely, I had to do a lot of yard work outside because of my lazy bastard brother. And when you're allergic to sunlight, and you do a lot of weed whacking and cutting grass, and that kills your back on top of it too, yeah, I was not in any condition to do anything really, so had to take the day off. I'm still recovering from it today, but well enough to stream at least. The rocks crumbled and revealed an entrance, which I am somehow in here. Is this the game where Sonic kisses a real-life anime girl? No, that was Sonic 06. And I'm surprised, to their credit, that Sonic, that Sega has never tried to make a Howard the Duck video game. Now is the time. It is ripe for it. People are demanding it. Which cracked me up, like when I saw that Howard the Duck was in the latest Marvel movies. He was like he's been in a cameo in it multiple times. Yeah, it's just sealed off, but yeah. So they brought back Howard the Duck for the new Marvel movies. He's been like cameo roles in the back, which was way different, by the way, than the '86 movie, I think it was. Yeah, no Leah Thompson, no weird interspecies relationships. No naked duck breasts in a bathtub. That was a thing. Get the Chaos Emerald. Yes, and if you think I'm joking about it, this is not safe for work, but yeah. That was in the movie.
Better get going.
Even if you're frozen, jump a couple of times and you should be able to crack through.
Yes, if only the Donner Party had known about that little maneuver.
Hang on to the icicle and jump. You should be able to jump backwards, but don't hold on too long. You'll slip right off.
Leah Thompson had a weird relationship with movies, slept with a duck, tried to have relations with her son Marty McFly. Yes, Back to the Future, or as I like to call it by its original title, Oops, I Went Back in Time and Almost Banged My Mom. Yeah, that wasn't as popular, so the studio was like, we need to change it to something catchy like Back to the Future. Actually, a cut scene from Back to the Future where Marty's about to go pick up his mom for the date that they're supposed to be going on, and he's talking to Doc. He's like, man, this feels really weird, like having to go and like hit on my mom. He's like, what if I go back into the future and like it turns me gay? And Doc's like, why wouldn't you want to be gay? It's good to be happy, because that's what it meant back then in the 50s. And he's, Marty just looks at Doc like, you don't get it. It's like, it's one of the things they just cut out from the series. I don't know why they cut it out, probably because of that joke, but yeah, it's kind of funny. You can see it online. Back to the Future is also another movie, like, if you didn't know, yeah, the joke would have been definitely ahead of its time. And I mean, the 80s also gave us Soul Man, which was like literally blackface comedy. So I mean, I really don't know, but But the original Back to the Future, it's kind of funny, it's become a little more commonly known throughout the years, is like, originally was starring Eric Stoltz, and he's a pretty decent actor. But he just didn't have the comedy part of it, really. You know, it's just... It wasn't really working out. Like, even the actors are like, he's fine, like, he's a nice guy and everything, but it's just not working in the chemistry we need to have. And it was like, because of his acting style, the movie was coming across more serious versus like a comedy and lighthearted, like, adventure. So they finally, like, managed to get Michael J. Fox, who was busy with Family Ties, grab him from the set, drive him over, which is why a lot of this movie takes place at night. It's because that was when he was available to shoot for the movies a lot of times. And he was like getting like 1 to 2 hours of sleep for like maybe 3 months. It's like, oh. Because it was literally like they pick him up from the studio, run him over to the film set, have him film as long as they could, then like take him home to change and shower, then take him to the set for Family Guys. It's like, holy crap. It's like I would have shanked somebody.
Use the panel to jump. It may even help guide your way.
Thank goodness there's a snowboard here, conveniently, for reasons. And suddenly it's SX tricky. Like, Sonic Adventure was like the game that they just didn't know what to do with this. Well, it was the 90s crowd. Remember, this game came out in 98 in Japan, 99 in America, so... The 90s were attitude, man. It was Tony Hawk era. Cool, snowboarding was the thing to be. I was snowboarding back then. Is it still hard to control? It is. Yeah. So it really like took me off like oh, it's like you're a millennial. It's like I am a like Generation X, like on the very tail end, like the last year of what considered to be Gen X. It's like millennials are like kids born like literally around close to the turn of millennium, which is where it was, and then also they decided to morph it to like, well, let's just make it like, you know, for anybody born the last 45 years. It's like that's not how it works. Oh, God. Let me tell you, Nimix, don't ever do that. That will... I mean, you and I have the same type of hairstyle. You're going to want to regrow what hair you have left to rip it out if you were to try to task that thing. Oh, God. Big the cat, no way.
Yeah, not bad.
Ooh, finally got 2 99% complete. Good. Trying to fly them both now. Even better. So... Are you gonna sit on those and wait, you know, come back to them like another 2 to 3 weeks or a month or so and see if you can find something else and like pick through them again, or just submit them for your viewing pleasure? It's like, notice how fast I'm going, my feet are barely moving.
The train headed for Station Square will be departing soon.
Well, GDQ has now moved online, which is not really a surprise. I'm just surprised it took them this long to do it, to say, oh, by the way, GDQ in the next, like, coming up in 6 weeks, we're moving it to online.
Knuckles?
I'm gonna give you a sandwich.
Something bugging you?
Your
No
face.
time for games, Sonic. Give me the emeralds you have, right now. What? Let's just see you take them.
So one of the things I was talking about earlier with Twalis was about like what games I could also play in the future while Elgato stalled for time on replacing my voice acting. Not replacing my voice acting, replacing my capture device. So yeah, the voice acting. The reason why this is interesting, Twalis, from what I've read and been able to find about it, is that they had the voice actors were basically people grabbed around Sega once again, and they had no instruction from Japan. The people who they were dealing with in Japan had like barely spoke any English whatsoever, and it was like a fight to get the script translated for them. So they were just told to read their lines. They didn't have any context for what they were. It's like if somebody just hand you a script and say read this, and they're recording it, you have no idea what's going on or anything. Like there was no like, okay, in this part you're fighting Knuckles and you got an actor like, oh my god, what's going on? You know, you just have the line saying what's going on. So you have no idea how to read it, and that's exactly what they did. So, but I mean, this is Sega. I mean, it's not surprising. I mean, especially if you heard like Shenmue, like the English version, why it sounds like a guy like Ryo is doing all his lines through a telephone, because he is. Yu Suzuki insisted on a American actor, but refused to fly him to Japan or have him go to a recording studio in America and send over the tapes to them. So they had to have him call internationally over the phone and record his lines that way, which is why they sound like garbage. It's like Sega just did so many ways to shoot themselves in the foot. It's not funny. Like, you know, people are like, oh, the Dreamcast, or the Dreamcast killed Sega, or Bernie Stolar killed Sega because he said the Saturn is not our future, which is true. The Saturn was dead when he said that. It was like 10 years of mismanagement that finally sunk Sega. I mean, it was crazy. But anyway, what I was talking about with Twalis earlier before he showed up, Nimix, was like, I'm trying to think of what else I can stream. So I have a couple different things I can do since my Second Chance games are on hold right now. So thinking about probably maybe doing one of the Zelda games. I could either do Breath of the Wild, which is going to be modified, so the weapons don't break at minimum, or I can also do Wind Waker, which I absolutely love. Wind Waker is one of my favorite games to play for Zelda. I also have Mirror's Edge, which would be interesting for one stream because I'm massively colorblind and can't see where I'm going. Yeah, Skyward Sword would be a pain in the butt because it's a Wii Waggle game, which you can emulate in Dolphin, but that's going to be a problem getting the controller to work for it. That's the big thing. Pardon me.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. And that's how hard boss fights are in this game.
Oh no. The Chaos Emeralds.
He lost his jewels.
Oh.
That just seems lazy to teleport him up and just reach over and pick him up.
That's a Chaos Emerald.
That's right, fool! You made it all too easy! You practically gave them to me!
Don't anybody really run and grab him.
You can't get away
What am I doing with my hands? Am I playing an invisible piano?
Don't tell me Eggman tricked you again. Me? What about you? Way to go, Knucklehead.
Now I have 4 lovely emeralds! Chaos!
Yeah, maybe somebody can mod that in there. Make him look like Jim Carrey for some weird reason. I don't know, I have yet to see that movie. I'm not sure if I want to. The last bad movie I saw was RoboCop 3, which I had never seen before until like 2 weeks ago. And 1. Oh my god, that was so bad. RoboCop 1 is a masterpiece. 2, I didn't like. 3 is just... Oh, dear lord. Take a hard R franchise and then try to make it PG-13. It just does not work. So where did the swamp and lily pads come from? I'm kind of confused. Well, that was the whole thing. I mean, it's like everybody has their own expectations because they've seen the original trailer where it was like public backlash was so horrendous that they were forced to like delay the movie to fix how he looked. It's like even my mom had like I showed her the trailer for that. She's like, "Oh my god, what the hell is this?" You know, it's like even she was like, "I'm not gonna ever see that." And one of my teachers I had for IT was actually like a huge fan of the what's it called? Warcraft movie. Like actually, it's like if you've been like a long-time fan of like the original games, like Warcraft 1 through 3, there's like a lot of things in there that makes a lot of references to it. It's like sure the graphics are not the best, but if you're a long-term fan of the game series, like you'll like it. If you're a fan of like WoW itself, you might not enjoy as much. But if you like the originals, then you get all these different jokes. Like, okay, that's kind of neat to learn. I'm never going to watch the movie, but that's neat to know about it. Because I think the last game I played in the original Warcraft was like Warcraft 3 in like 1997? I want to say it was, maybe? That was back when it was an overhead RTS strategy game for the young people who may not know.
Behold my floating masterpiece, the egg carrier!
It's poorly textured, holy crap!
But it pales
We forgot to update that one.
the power of chaos. Adieu, until we meet again, my friends.
Yeah, they definitely forgot to update the textures on that.
Hey, we can't let him get away! Let's get to my workshop and we'll take the tornado!
Yeah.
Yep, so other games on the list that I'm thinking about doing are, I'll tell you in a second here when we get to the plane section. I think you can just go to the upper left corner and sit there and don't do anything, and you'll make it through the level.
Come on, let's get going!
Should give me time to talk about the future plans for what I want to play on stream. Now play with Knuckles. So that's what the kids are calling it, huh? Yeah, so other games to think about doing are Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the remaster, part of the Shooting McShootface series. I do have Medal of Honor Door Fighter, which is the 2012 sequel to Medal of Honor I played the last stream, I think it was. Skullgirls, learn how to play that, it's a good fighting game. And then, of course, I have Zelda Breath of the Wild or Wind Waker I can play, and Mirror's Edge, which is going to be a lap ride because I am horribly colorblind and everything in that game is color-coded red that I can't see, so that would be an interesting time, I'm sure. And there's also games that Rodney's actually donated to me I really need to play too. Like, he bought me Old School 4 and Blood, which I got working finally in a windowed mode, so yeah, so I have lots of games to play while we're waiting for the Elgato to get fixed. Why does Tails even have a workshop? I don't know. This game has many questions. Like, I mean, he had a plane in Sonic 3. I don't know why,
Sonic, wait
but
here
he
for a
did.
second.
But yeah, so they carried it over to this game. He's just a master inventor now for some weird reason. Don't ask questions, just consume. Why'd you build an aircraft carrier or aircraft hangar that has a 4-foot drop? You have to rotate your palm trees out of the way. This is all... Where do you even get the budget for this? It's like millions of dollars to do this. I just put it in an afternoon, did it all myself.
Sonic, hop in.
So the original Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast was a 30 frames per second game, which is why these cutscenes run 30. But then, like, when we get into gameplay for the DX version, you know, the enhanced version that I'm playing now on GameCube, the game runs 60. Yeah, where is this, like, butt rock coming from? I don't know. And now all of a sudden we're doing, like, Afterburner. Yeah, so I think if I stay up here in the upper left-hand corner, I can't get hit at all. Yeah, so I think I stay here, I'm fine. Yeah, it just seems like a big oversight that somebody didn't look at, like, hey, did we ever program the enemies to go into the upper left-hand corner? No, not really. This is the part if you're speedrunning this game for some insane reason where you get up and stretch, go to the bathroom, beg your viewers for, you know, subscription and bits. Which I'd never do that. That'd be crazy. Although I always say it every single time, like, holy crap, did I actually get hit? It's a first. Like, I don't care if you want to subscribe, or actually I do care. I think it's pretty awesome if you do subscribe or donate bits, but it's never required on my channel, ever. Like, I just do this for fun. So super, like, oh, you know, if you don't have like a Amazon Prime subscription you're using, you can give one to me instead, you know, or tell your friends to subscribe to me. Just come on my channel and give me the subscription. It's like, dude, how sleazy can you be? It's like, if somebody wants to subscribe to you, they'll do it, you know? Don't beg for it. Don't e-beg. You know, it's just crazy. No, Sakito, don't do it. That's the opposite of what I said. Also, it's like, I should do that, like, reverse psychology. You should totally not give me 10,000 bits. I mean, that would be the worst thing ever. It would make me so mad. I'd be like, oh, you people. I hate you all. We're hit by what? I don't know. I mean, I can fly. I don't see how this is a disaster. Oh, damn it, Sakito. Alright, who's doing the 10,000 bits now? You didn't listen to me! But I do appreciate the subscription, though. Even though you were joking and did that as a joke, I do appreciate that. It's hilarious, so that was good. My finger has slipped repeatedly through the multiple times. Oh, wow, they did not... That skybox is... That is terrible looking. Why did they use, like, an Atari 2600 sound effects for that part?
Tails!
The kid's like, I'm gonna watch this thing die. Ah, crap.
You're not who I'm looking for. Oh, I wonder if he's okay.
It's like when I've seen people, like, you know, before bits kind of came along to help stop this, people would donate through, like, a streamer's PayPal, and then say it was a mistake, and then basically rescind it just to be jerks. and also would cause a chargeback and basically making the streamer have to pay for it as well on top of it. So that's why Bits kind of came on to stop that nonsense, because people would show up to a stream and why am I seeing a double reflection of the water of myself this close? God, this game is such a glitchy nightmare. So people would like do like $500 donations, you know, $1,000 donations through PayPal, and then suddenly like rescinded a day later or a couple hours later. You know, so the streamer would get all excited, like, oh my god, I have all this money and this is great, and then that just wasn't the case. So Bits kind of were formed to stop that from happening, which pretty much did, but then of course Twitch is taking like 30% of it off the top. And then when you get a payout, it's another 30%. People are freakish looking. I'm so embarrassed. Why? It's like, I can't be seen with this dork. She's embarrassed. I don't understand why. Hotel manager, call me if you need anything. By the way, a girl with pink hair came here and headed towards the casino. Looked like someone was chasing after her. Oh god, Amy. Why do people like... Do people like Amy? I mean, she's just like this crazed stalker of Sonic for some reason. Everyone's like, oh, this is fun.
Why don't you try going to the casino?
I didn't rebuild this game better, so we didn't have to have a Navi tell me where to go. I saw some streamer girl, there we go, get donated $100,000 after she cried about how happy she was she could pay her bills, whatever the person rescinded. Yeah, that's exactly why I favor Bits. You know, it kind of sucks is that you have to wait. Like, for those who don't know, Twitch will not pay you out money until you get about like $100. I almost said 1,000 per second because of my dyslexia. They won't pay you out your money until you hit $100. At that point, they take 30% of it, so you're only getting 70. So, like for me, I've been streaming. I think I've been a affiliate for like 2 years. I think I'm around like $85 or something after 2 years. It's kind of crazy. So it takes a while. So, you know, PayPal of course is immediate, like you can get the money within like a couple of minutes, but of course then you're also subject to people trying to rescind it and just screw with you like that.
If you don't, we're just gonna tag along anyway.
I'm a stalker. I don't know what no means. If you don't say you love me, I'll kill this bird in my hand.
No trains are currently in service.
I think I need to go to Twinkle Park. I wasn't paying attention. I was rallying on this game. Ragging on it. Am I trapped here now? Probably. Yeah, so, oh, there's the door. Yeah, so PayPal is a blessing and a curse. Like, I have donated to streamers before with PayPal, but you know they knew I wasn't going to like rescind anything, and I wasn't going to do that either because I think it's just a scum move. But it's kind of nice to know like you can get on the money like right away, you know. Whereas Bits where you just need to wait until you finally get enough money to finally get paid out.
No problem. He's just a
It's just moving extremely slow. I mean, we could just smash it or something, or...
Whoa!
Oh, now what? Huh?
Look here! It says, you touch it and freeze!
I thought you were more worried about the murderous Terminator sent to destroy you.
Amy! Wait! Oh, man! That girl is such a pain.
Oh yes, it is. It's pretty bad. One of the things I brought up a couple times during the stream is that Sega didn't like they hired people like I think it was within the company again for voice actors. I don't think these are professional voice actors. I could be wrong on that aspect, but they were given the lines to read with no context. the people at Sega they were working with could barely speak English on top of it. And it was a fight just to get the script done and to them, but it had like no footnotes about saying, okay, Sonic's in trouble and like Amy's about to be murdered in front of him and he's gonna laugh like with hysteria, like, finally you're off my case. But of course they just had the line that said, finally you're off my case, with no context. So they just had to read it and like do the best they could. So it's like that's how you get voice acting of this quality. When you don't have any direction for the people doing it, you got some problems. So yeah, Big the Cat playthrough coming soon. Oh god. Why you do this to me, Twals? Why do you hate me so? I thought we were friends, man. Friends don't let friends play Big the Cat. Bumper car controls. Accelerator, A button, brakes, reverse, B or X. Collecting the rings increases bumper car acceleration. Come to me, Bambi.
You'll be able to ride the bumper car if you defeat the enemy driving it.
Yay. I'm not sure if this is worth it or not. Yeah, and that's the thing, it's like, I mean, Sega they did everything in their power to sabotage themselves. It was insane. Like, so it always bugs me now, like with revisionist history, where people are like, well, the Dreamcast killed Sega, or Bernie Stolar like said, saying the Saturn's not our future, killed the Saturn and killed off Sega. It's like, one, when he said that statement, I mean, yes, he did a lot of damage to the company, but they were in trouble already. Two, when he said the Saturn's not our future, the Saturn was dead in the States, and the Dreamcast was already planned. So that is like a logical thing to say. I mean, people like hate on him for saying that, but he also did other things that caused problems too. It was like 10 years of mismanagement by Sega that just finally did him in. It was like Stolar screwed around with Sony at first, like saying like no RPGs and things like that. Then they got rid of them. Then Sega hired him after Klinsky was like, screw you guys, you're not listening to me anymore. And after I tried to save your company, and did save your company, kiss my butt. So they hired Stolar, who had his crazy stuff too, like, well, I don't like RPGs and I don't want this to happen here. No 2D games, everything has to be 3D, and it just did not work. It's just like years of mismanagement and failures on their part. It wasn't like one thing, it was just years of things built up. But yeah, I mean, but like, you think like, okay, we're making a Sonic game, it's a huge flagship game, we didn't have one for the Sega Saturn, or, so people are really looking forward to this. Maybe we should spend money, get some good voice actors, make sure that they get a script that's translated, have a director there, a voice director, to say, here's the context for what we need to have done. They did none of it, because I mean, it's like, that's just the insanity of what Sega did back then. Okay, time to ask Horsel. Question. Man, my butthole burns. Any suggestions? I have a couple. I mean, if you're having a problem with your rectal area and it's like burning a lot, the one thing I really recommend you do is get some Icy Hot and rub it on there, because it's got this nice kind of cooling and soothing sensation. Definitely do that. Rub it on your anus. That could definitely help in the situation. Also, testicles sometimes when you get to there, or any other parts there that are really sensitive. Definitely just work it right into there, and it'll definitely solve those problems. Two, make sure you don't go to Taco Bell so often. I mean, if you do, you're going to feel the force, like the old Star Wars promotion they had back in the 90s when they redid the Star Wars movies there. But yeah, just take some Icy Hot. Ben Gay works as well. Just rub it in there. It's better and cheaper than Preparation H. You're going to thank me in the end. I know it. You're going to absolutely love it. You're going to think, oh man, Worsel gives me the best advice. I mean, I used to think like he was a jerk just like trying to lie to me about these things when I ask these questions, but no, this is like a big lifesaver. I'm like, heck yeah, man. You know it. It's what I do. It's the many services I offer. Yeah, rub it in your eyes as well. I mean, it helps remove wrinkles, like, bags underneath your eyes. Habanero is even better, because it'll get rid of, like, redness around your eyes, because it's the red color there for the Lontons there, or, like, the orange as well. You know, if you get out sun a lot, you want to use the orange version of the habaneros. Just rub it right underneath your eyes or directly around the tear ducts. It's going to make you look years younger. You'll be crying tears of joy in no time. Yeah, camera, would you like to see where you're going? Hell no. Oh god, no, no. See, like, rarely am I ever serious with the Nimix Ask Wurzel questions. Like, rarely am I ever serious about those. Every once in a while I'll actually give a serious answer, but that's like few and far between. Either that or I have like a butthole of steel. I mean, it's up to you to decide.
Ready? Go! Ready? Go!
If you had a Rachel Ray related like recipe question to me, like I tell you one, like stop listening to her. Never used Icy Hot. Yeah, Icy Hot, I've never used it either, but I know that it's one of those things you do not want to rub on sensitive areas, and it actually tells you to do that right on the box, never to do that, so... Gosh, let's see, give me a second here. Ah, yes, here we go. The classic. Back when 4chan was actually funny in the early days. You get gold like this. Yeah, if you have a Rachel, okay, it says here I can read now. Here are the comments. If you have a Rachel Ray related recipe question, then Wurzel is the person to ask for a serious comment on it. Yeah, I'll tell you, just take that and throw it in the trash. I mean, because she somehow like slept her way into her job. I don't know how. I'm still 100% convinced that Rachel Ray does not have functional taste buds. Oh gosh. Yeah, old 4chan was fun. I mean, it feels like around like 2014, it kind of got like really weird. I remember they like started like selling out to some other company, and things got like really downhill. But like now, like the B-board was hilarious too. You'd find like some really funny comedy gold on there too. People just messing around. But then like it just like it's nothing but porn now. It's really weird. I'm pretty sure that Rachel Ray's like dog food is just her leftover food that nobody eats from her television shows and her cooking shows. Because I mean, her crew's not eating that stuff. I can guarantee it. And I just always remember that one commercial she had for her dog food, where this dog just comes like running to eat this tweet out of her hand. You can tell that that dog was like starved for food, because it's like that food almost took her hand off. And, like that dog was like chomping at it, like almost took her fingers with it. And I was like, well, if you've been feeding that dog Rachel Ray dog food, and then you give it like real food, it's gonna get that reaction. Much like how the Russians in World War II trained their dogs to eat underneath tanks. And then would starve them for 3 days, strap a bomb on them, and unleash them on German tanks that are coming, because they're like, they're starving hungry. There's going to be food underneath that tank, and they didn't know they're going to go kaboom. But, you know, it's like the same way for like Rachel Ray dog food. It's like, well, you have dog food like that, they're starving. Like, oh my god, there's real food, run and get it.
Amy. I bet that robot hauled butt after her.
Although with Rachel Ray one
I'd
time,
better
I actually
catch her
pulled up a
before
video I
it
had,
does.
because I did it. It was, I can't remember what it was for. It was back when I was in college, and the presentation, I can't remember exactly what the subject was, but my presentation was why Rachel Ray should not be allowed on television. And it was all about her like saying that she doesn't know how to cook and like her terrible ideas, and I made like a 2-minute edit out of a video of a recipe she did. And I just like paused it multiple times telling you why you would never do these things ever in cooking it. And she made a breakfast sausage patty covered with broccoli and raisins, I think, cooked in olive oil, topped with a tomato sauce with vinegar, and then I think she put cauliflower on top. And you can hear people in the audience, because she did it for her live show, like her television show she did, like for talk show stuff. You could hear people in the background of the audience going, "Oh God," you know. It was like, "Oh," it wasn't like, "Oh, yum." It was like, "Oh God, no." So yeah, it was horrific. So I'm pretty sure I showed that off on stream one of these times and went through and did the exact same thing like my presentation. Like, here's why you never do these things. These things do not go well together. I mean, she was like adding like oil to sausage. It's like you don't need to add oil to sausage ever. It is oily enough. It is just nothing but pork and ground fat. It's like you're done. It's like nothing else is needed.
Woohoo! Woohoo! Woohoo!
I'm sorry, did I just suddenly become Woody Woodpecker, but done a little bit slower? Oh, I could show it now. I mean, yeah, I'd just get like a copyright strike when I uploaded this to YouTube as part of my archive, but I could definitely show and run through that again if you guys really demand it. Wow, this is better than F-Zero, said no one ever. Who needs a new F-Zero game when I have Sonic Adventure DX's game where I race around Twinkle Park with excellent controls?
Woohoo! Woohoo! Woohoo!
It's a whole thing of we didn't know exactly what we wanted to make the game to be. But we knew that we wanted to have a Sonic game finally for the Dreamcast. We needed to have something for launch. Let's just throw everything out there and see what happens, what sticks. That's why you have 6 different characters to play in this game, and it's why it goes from a grinding halt for where you go and play one level, then you're stuck. If you don't know what to do, you're just stuck aimlessly trying to find out where you need to go to just get to the next level. It's going to be completely different from the last one you played, like racing right now. This terrible, poorly controlling racer that I'm playing. And then you have things like Knuckles, where it's an RNG generated hide and seek mission. You know, that's just like that frustrates me to no end. Tails is pretty much close to doing this. I think it's Sonic Adventure 2, where Tails had like a racing thing where you're trying to like run down the president's limo. Which, let me tell you, my dad was part of the President Clinton's Secret Service detail one time when he came to Kansas City, where we were living at. So he was like the chief nurse anesthetist on the base where we were stationed at the time, and President Clinton was coming through Kansas City. So like, hey, we need to have, like, we want you to be part of the presidential motorcade. So if something happens to President Clinton, like let's say someone takes a shot at him, and he needs to go to the hospital for surgery, you are the anesthetist. You will be in there doing anesthesia for the president. No big, no pressure or anything. So, but the cool thing was that you got to like see, like he's in the ambulance at the end of the motorcade. But he got to see like everything, like the counter strike team that the president has part of the Secret Service. They have like miniguns inside those like the SUVs and stuff that they can actually pop up to the top and just lay down an insane amount of fire. They have a counter assault team with them. They got like all sorts of crazy stuff. But yeah, it's just it was pretty impressive, but it's just It's like it's like this. Of course, you have Sonic Adventure 2. Like Tails, is like I'm just gonna run to the president on his limo. It's like you would be blown out of the off the road instantly. And yes, there are 6 characters in this game for Sonic Adventure to play. I don't think I played Spyro 3. I remember playing number 1, but I don't think I ever played 3. It's a floating credit card. Gotta commit fraud. Play card. I can use this to get into that building. What building?
Did you walk around the whole city?
Why don't you just tell me where I need to go? It would be faster. Yeah, so I remember the people you can play this game are Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Big the Cat, and some robot. I can't remember his name. So we fight Chaos in the start. It's not where I need to be. This was advanced back in 1999. I mean, it was like nothing looked like this. 88, 98, 99. Nothing looked quite like this, so it was impressive to see. But it's just, even back then, like, I've heard people say, like, people have this the best game ever. It's like, no, we didn't. We pointed out all of its flaws. And I've also heard people say, like, oh, people thought that the voice acting was great. I'm like, you were not alive during this time frame, apparently.
No
So, like,
trains are currently in service.
is this ready to go? No. I have to hit a walkthrough pretty soon, but I mean, it was neat for what it was. I mean, it was no games look like this. This was in the era where things that were comparable to this were just PlayStation 1 games, because the PlayStation 2 was still like 2 years out at this point. So, you know, it was impressive for what it was able to do. It was really good, but it's just, this game was just, it's a train wreck. It really is. So since I need to go to that building, and I don't know what that building is, let's look this up here. Sonic. Speed Highway, we've done that. Oh god. This is written by... This is like GameFAQs era. Yeah, it's discount era. This is legally similar, but you know, similar but legally distinct Aerith. So, the walkthrough says, the robot stalking Amy has caught her. As Sonic, you need to save her. Go to the area with the ice cap, but keep going forward until you reach the thing with the monkey in a cage. Go forward past that to find an item. This is the light speed attack. So what does the ID card have to do with anything? Well, Twelves, you know, I'm just an angry, old, crotchety old man at 38. There's a lot of twins here, too. You got the YouTubes and the TikToks and the lollygaggers and I don't know what's going on. It's like, that's where he just cued the Abe Simpson. Like, I used to know what it was, and now I don't know what it is anymore. We'll fight until we drop. I won't want to lose my job over it. Fight who? This game is amazing. Alright, so let's try to see if we can find a real walkthrough. One that's not written by a guy who just, like, had a fever dream trying to remember what it was. General FAQs, let's see. Twinkle Park. Yeah, and trying to find a walk through this is like another freaking nightmare. Just goes out to that one level. Somebody dropped their ID card, I know. It's from the big building over there. Is this the building? What building?
Did you walk around the whole city?
Maybe the car will end my existence. Kill me! Alright, we'll just go for a ride. Oh, this is where I need to go. Cybernet, not affiliated with that Cyberdyne nest. No, not whatsoever. Speed Highway! So, I went into an office building which leads directly into a highway. Yeah, that makes sense. I can see that happening. I can't tell you how many times I've gone into buildings and just ended up on a highway with like loops and helicopters and all sorts of other stuff going on. Too many times. I've driven in Atlanta, I know how it works there. Where you have a highway off-ramp that just goes into a dead end and no way to get back on the highway. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Department of Transportation never, like, approved this at all. Yeah, okay, it actually did hurt me. I will give it credit there. It actually did hurt me with the blades. I'm impressed.
Grab onto the helicopter. You should be able to go on further. And where the propellers are dangerous. Be careful.
Yes, I'm not sure why everyone has so much attention to the Bureau of Land Management recently, as Paul has pointed out. Why were you late for work? We're coming to work today. Well, did you? Oh, I had problems, you know, clearing the loop-de-loop and that to grab the rocket. It's just a lot of work. I mean, why can't I work from home? Oh, okay, yeah, that's some good China quality walkways there. The reason why I bring that up is because China actually has a place where they're trying to copy what you can actually do at parts of the Grand Canyon here in the United States, where you can actually like stand on a glass overhang over part of this cliff there and look down. And China said, we're gonna do the same thing, and we don't have any safety standards. And a couple of people were standing on it and plummeted to their deaths 200 feet down below because it was just real glass and not that thick, and down they went. You'd be surprised the lack of building codes and everything in the country has. Or not. Yes, build some character of the kids. It's like there's like whole like albums dedicated online to like China quality builds over there, where like they'll build. My favorite one was the bridge that they stuffed. They built a bridge for cars to go over, and they use cheap concrete, maybe 2 or 3 centimeters thick, which is an inch. You know, I'm not sure if my audience right now is European or North American, although like America's the last country that use imperial still. After gosh, what was it? Burma abandoned us on it, moved to metric finally. But so it was hollow inside, and they stuffed it full of trash. And not surprisingly, the bridge collapsed, and you could see trash bags and just rugs and everything was stuffed in there. And that's unfortunately common over there because they don't have rules in place to stop those things from happening. So they just pocket the money, and away they go, and make tons of money. So, Sonic attacking the police force? I thought he was the good guy. Not today! Because I had to learn, like, quite a lot. Like, years ago, we were looking to adopt a child. And we were going to get a baby girl from China, because in Chinese society, it's the boys who have to basically take care of the parents when they get older.
Yeah, not bad.
So a lot of times families will have girls and just, either if they find they're going to be a girl, abort them or put them into orphanages. So orphanages are packed with little baby girls, and usually in very inhumane conditions, unfortunately. So we were trying to adopt, and we were like, okay, let's get a little girl from China, no problem. And so like we had to like get our vaccinations and everything, and I learned a couple different phrases. I already knew a couple different things from before. We were supposed to fly into Beijing and then travel 2 weeks of the country by car because there was no other place to be to land at the time and get closer to the orphanage we were going to be adopting from, and then travel back. So I was ready to miss a whole month of school traveling through China. But one of the things we were talked about as well is like we were told about different customs and so forth, things to be aware of when you go over there, like not only because of like different building codes and so forth, but one of the things is like if you get into trouble, like if you get seriously hurt, don't expect somebody to help you at all. And it's not because you're a foreigner, but because in China you can actually be held liable for helping somebody who is injured. Which is why you can find screwed up videos of like people beating children to death or running over them in the road, and people just look at them and go, oh, whatever, just keep walking by, because they don't want to be held liable for helping that person out for any bills or anything. It's insane. It's like they warned you about that. Like if you get hurt, you're on your own to get yourself to a hospital, because a lot of times no one's going to help you. I'm like, holy crap. It was kind of shocking to discover. Alright, so we did that level. Where are we supposed to go now? I don't know. I'm gonna steal this man. Fooled me. It's just a statue in front of the burger ship. Here it goes. Sometimes, like when I steal it. Girl, go away from me. I'm trying to steal this thing. Ah, it's not letting me do it. Continue. Okay, I'm going in again. Now what? What? I managed to get this far. Now what? Okay, lady, apparently you're playing this game too. You're confused as well. Hi, sir. No matter who's staring at me, I have to do my job. I don't get this game at all. I said I bought this game. I got my Dreamcast in '99. I Still don't know what's going on, man. Haha, he's mine now. Sonic's first love doll. That's where the adventure comes in. Gosh, where's that guy's jewelry store? I think this is what you use to steal the Chow egg. It came back. Apparently the guy had a spare to put out front. I guess not. Bummer. No larceny for me today. Okay, so now I need to find out where I need to go once again, because the game hates me.
We have to find Amy. She should still be in this city.
Do we really have to? Is it really healthy to, like, you know, reinforce your stalker?
Amy? Oh man, where can she be?
Sonic!
Quiet, I'm trying to find Amy.
I'll cut him off at the Mystic Ruins.
Get on a train. I mean, that's how somebody really knows that, you know, you love them and you're there for them, is when that, you know, restraining order shows up, because it means that they're paying attention and they've noticed you finally. I mean, I remember mine. I mean, I still see her. I mean, she doesn't see me, but I see her because I'm hiding in her bushes, but yeah, you get the idea.
Let me go, you hunk of junk! I mean it!
Hey there, Bull Brain! You better give Amy to me or I'll squash ya!
Snap. Oh, my little femurs!
Hey, what's happening here?
Did I suddenly develop cataracts? What happened here? Did somebody blow up the sun again? Mr. Burns, is that you? Ever since the dawn of man, dawn of time, man has yearned to blow up the sun. I shall do one thing better, by blocking it out. Yeah, it really bugs me they did not redo the textures for the ship. They redid the textures for everything in this game except for that ship. And the shot. It's like, why?
Hurry, Sonic, get to the mountaintop. You still have time.
I don't think the game ever explains to you who that talking thing is anyway, like the orb that talks to you. I don't think it ever tells you who it is or why they're helping you. I could be mistaken.
This is the ancient light. Try the light speed dash toward the enemy.
I've heard people seriously
you can
defend
now
this
do
game,
the
and I don't
light speed
understand
attack.
why. It's not the worst game I've ever played, or the worst Sonic game. That title still belongs to Sonic 06. That is like, that game will never be dethroned for, actually no, Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom and Sonic 06, I'd say, were pretty comparable to like glitchy disasters.
Ready, go!
But it's like, this game is not too bad. You can tell there's major problems with it still, but it's like, it's not that great of a game. But people like seriously defend, like, this is the best Sonic Adventure game ever. That and Sonic Adventure 2. I've had people legitimately like get angry at me when I say that both games are not that great. Like, you just don't understand. It's like, no, I understand pretty well. Pretty, you know, really, I was alive during this time. Alright, So... Camera? There we go. Like, I'd like to see where I'm going, please.
If only that monkey guard wasn't there.
Murder the monkey! No. This game actually tells you that, like, early on, like, at the very start of the game, there's an NPC right before you're supposed to go into your first level. Like, oh, don't worry about if the camera starts, like, moving weird directions and glitching out. It's like they knew that they broke the game worse than before. Because this is the updated, remastered version of the Dreamcast version. Where they actually did go through and replace a ton of textures and stuff. The cutting room floor has like a huge compilation of like how everything was changed from the Dreamcast version to this version. I'm playing the GameCube version instead of the Steam port, which I still have as well. The Steam port is worse than this one, which is crazy. It's like textures really are low res. It just looks it's not worth it. But yeah, it's like they literally it's like Mickey Mania. When they came out with the Japanese version, like Super Famicom version of Mickey Mania, and they tried to make improvements to the game even more, refine a couple of different things, they broke it. They did the same thing with this. They're like, we're going to go through and change the textures and do cuts here and there and try to speed up the game and add in different content, and it made it buggy and glitchy, and it's not uncommon to fall out of bounds. Actually, I did that happened on the first level. I think I went out of bounds like twice. So it's very easy to break this game. It's not hard at all. Yeah, everyone knows Sonic loves monkey bars. I think it's a game that also introduced the homing attack. I think this was the first game to do that. No, actually no, Sonic 3 had it. But it was like with one of the shields, I think it was. Okay, that was not what I was trying to do, but alright. I'm trying to see if I can like smash the boxes. The answer is no. Oh yeah, by the way, all these animals you collect too, you need to go to like your Chow Garden and they'll be deposited there for some reason. Like Sonic is like enslaving, like, I'm freeing you, you're no longer under control of Robotnik. By the way, you live in my zoo now. Yeah, don't question what you just saw on screen, by the way. Because I don't have an answer for you. Go, Hitbox, go! Zoos are good for animals to get 3 square meals a day and can fling poop at each other that they cock at. So it's just like prison. I've heard, allegedly. That was a thing that happened. Let's see if we can do that again. Now, what purpose does this serve? Is like, we're gonna build a hammer on top of a switch. Why? Don't ask questions, Johnson. Just build the damn thing. See these monkeys throwing these bombs and thinking like, man, Bomberman 64, that's a game I haven't played in a long time. I have 2 boxed copies, complete unboxed copies for my Japanese version. I don't know why, but I do. I played Super Bomberman on stream before. And that had like some like amazing earworm music. And suddenly Cypress Hill beats. Yeah, that's totally what I wanted to do. Me. Sonic's like, wait, I'm doing this to save Amy? What's wrong with me? I'm not sure what those things are. I can't get closer to look. It's disabled my camera to look. What the hell's a hitbox? I don't know. Yeah, by the way, you don't have invincibility all the time while jumping, so there's like a little window or two, like after you do your like seek attack like this, where you can actually like get hurt if you do it too fast. So you actually have to like not spam your attacks. Sometimes, I mean, but then there's like certain bosses, like the first time you fight Eggman, aka Robotnik, you can just spam the button repeatedly and just take him out in a quarter second. And as long as you don't stop pressing that button,
Yeah,
like
not
I was
bad.
like monologuing there for like a minute. I was like, he's just still there dying. You just keep hitting him repeatedly over and over and over. And those 10s, those are not lives, those are continues. I think by the time I got done with my first like playthrough of playing every single character on the Dreamcast version of this game, I think I had something like 85, 86 continues. I'll have to fire up my Dreamcast and actually check one of these days.
Hey,
I
Sonic.
think I still have the VMU save for it.
I'm glad you're okay.
What the hell is mixing? Physics? Gravity? Do you work?
Ready to roll, champ? Let's go!
Roger.
Hey Dales, do you think you can build a bigger airplane and give me a seat? Oh. Sky Chase Act 2 sub-game. Yeah, I think I can still hang out in the upper left-hand corner. We'll see if this is actually going to work or not. Because the first time you can do that for the majority of the level and you will never get hit, or through most of it at least. stand up and stretch. Comment on how looks like I've lost almost all my viewers. It's great, it's fun. That's another thing that really bugs me about watching a stream. Like, lurkers are always welcome on my stream. Even if you're like a long time person here watching my stream, you're still welcome to like just lurk. It's always cool. I still hate going into streams where like not only people like beg constantly for subscriptions and bits. I've actually stopped watching a couple people because of that. But it's like they also like start harassing like you have to chat. It's like no, you don't. It's like you have to participate in my stream and everything there, and then they'll start complaining about like how they're losing viewership. But then like you watch the streams, and they start treating everybody like crap. It's like, well, you have to be nice to people.
So far, so good.
Hope you know what you're doing.
Not really.
Watch this. Transforming now. Whoa.
Chucks them over the side. Die.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so it's like I've seen people like, I don't know why people aren't watching my streams anymore, or anything like why like I have like all this high viewer count now, no one's watching. It's like, well, you gotta be nice to people. It's like if you're there criticizing people who say things in chat, I mean, I've done it like a couple times, but it's usually like almost always deserved or warranted. Like when I was speedrunning Bayonetta 2 and somebody tells me like I'm playing the game wrong and I need to do some other strategy, it's like unless you're a speedrunner, you have like, hey, I've tried doing this and saved like a second. Sure, but when you're telling me like, you know, I don't know what I'm doing, it's like, no, that's not gonna work. But it's like, I've seen streams where like they've like people have been like verbally abusive to people in chat. It's just like, and it's not people they're knowing joking around with. They're just like being twits. It's like, why? What has led you to this point? It's like you should be doing this for fun, and people like some people just take it way too seriously and stress out. I mean, this is the only time I play video games these days, unfortunately. I got everything else going on, and I'm usually too busy or tired during the day to take everything that's going on. So I used to play a whole bunch of video games, quite a lot. You know, when I was younger, even when I was out on my own, played a lot more video games. But now it's like the only time when I stream is pretty much the only time I play video games these days. I figured, oh, let's hang out and mildly entertain people online with subpar gameplay. Okay, so I have a Panzer Dragoon lock on. Don't know how that works. Oh, it just takes a long time for it to get there, okay.
Alrighty, we're in.
We gotta land on the egg carrier.
Whoops. I forgot something.
What's
I
that?
don't know how to land.
There's no landing gear in this mode.
Yeah, he's a brilliant inventor, alright. Can't remember the basic of, like, aviation. Should probably build, like, landing gear. Don't worry, my wings will just clip through the deck, no problem. We won't die in a fiery crash of death.
Wow, this thing is really huge.
No time to gawk now. We need to find Amy.
You're right, my friend. So
Tails
here
like,
we
I've had enough of this.
go.
Don't get too many ideas, you fools! You haven't seen the power this vessel
That's
really
cool,
has.
Operational Death Star. I mean, Death Carrier, yeah.
Oh, wow! It's changed shapes. Did you see that?
This makes it harder for us
I
to
love
get
that
to the
I squint. You know, they're like, Tails, just
He
shut
really
up.
doesn't listen.
Of course I sighed. What's wrong with you?
I bet you weren't expecting
You know, that's exactly the programmers are like, okay, we're just gonna have them squint at him. Like, really? Are you this that dumb?
through the sky then. Find out if you can figure this one out.
Oh yeah? Well, I'll show you. Bring it on. This must be the way to the sky deck.
Okay, I'm not sure why that was necessary, but here we are. I mean, a lot of this game confuses you and baffles the mind if you stop to think about it more than like a quarter second.
Whoa!
Alright. That was worth it. Let's try that again, shall we? Against my better judgment, let's do that. And okay, so it actually took damage there on that fall? That's interesting. This is what the rings were bouncing for. That's usually what happens when you take damage, like the rings will come out and bounce on the object, so yeah. All of my animal friends are just like absolutely like committed. They're like, yeah, we're gonna go down the ship with you, buddy. We need someone to unsave us. It's not Eggman, it's gonna be Sun. Alright, let's go forward off the buffer pad. I am stuck on the rail. There we go. Yes, that's what you really need in this level is like shoes that make you go faster when you're like encountering like deadly railings. And slow you down every second. Warning! You're playing Sonic Adventure. Also intruders, power cannons standing by. To deactivate the cannons, hopefully you're not a bad guy reading this. Use the rocket located on the stepladder near the 4th pillar. But keep it quiet, it's a secret. Okay, so you cannot jump up to climb faster. Camera, do you want to give me a better angle? Angle for my dangle, please. And just let me fall to my death. Okay, great. Doing good, no problems. Is as a developer is intended, I'm sure. Some kind of cruel joke on humanity. I was trying to see if I can climb up vertically. After a certain point, it just drops you down. So that would not be a thing. Because when you think Sonic, you're thinking fast adventures, high-speed action. I understand it was Pillar 4, but I just don't know where exactly, at what point. Okay, you cannot really climb that. Oh, I remember this level being a pain in the butt. I was right! Okay, deactivate the cannons, use the rocket located on the step ladder near the 4th pillar. Okay, so it's somewhere around there. That's the bottom, we've been there before. Too many times, alright. Warning, we lied! Say, oh my god, just ran me off the ledge. Nope, it didn't.
Strong winds will blow you off course. When the ship increases speed, hang on to something.
like Shadow of the Colossus, but not fun. Just like Shadow of the Colossus. That's right. Shadow of the Colossus is not a good game. Sonic, you wanna stop at some point? No! We don't!
Strong winds will blow you off course. When the ship increases speed, hang on to something.
It's like the game did not care there for a second. I was standing there, the backdrop. This is like poor level design, the level, I guess, and they're destroying their own ship? What? Okay. That was the thing that happened. Oh man, I am all the way back here, really? Well, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I didn't really see any checkpoint markers, so... Oh, there's one. Come on, let me get to it. There we go. What? Oh god, I forgot like how janky this final part is. There's still more to go! What hit me? Didn't quite see what that was. Yeah, I honestly did not see what hit me on that last part. One up, please. Yeah! Alright. No forward movement. Guessing this is invincibility? Yeah, it's playing special music. I guess it's invincibility. Ah. So remember the ship turning sideways at some point. I guess we've reached that part where it does. Unexpectedly. And by the way, your controls will randomly reverse in this part too. Oh, Monkey Bar Master! This is a problem on the Dreamcast, and it's even worse here somehow. Human QA was like, dude, this part plays perfectly fine. No problems whatsoever. Like suddenly losing control of your character. Not being able to get up with monkey bars. Homing dash attack that won't put you towards the bumpers, but towards somewhere else randomly. Ship it! Okay, so you need to like jump vertically up, then try to move. So if you try to press a direction and jump like you normally would, it really seems to like make things worse. Swimming? No! Monkey bars on a sideways tilted ship with terrible controls that suddenly stop working or sometimes just reverse at random. And there is no rhyme or reason to it. So this is a problem on the Dreamcast version, and they did not fix it whatsoever for GameCube port I'm playing. Swimming would have been preferred, to be honest. Like right now I'm clipping into the geometry. Even the game doesn't know what it's trying to do right now. Okay, now it's letting me run down. Oh, thank goodness it's over. Yeah, how that part got, like, past level designs, I don't know. I mean, it's probably just, like, last second, well, we need to hit the game pretty soon. We need another level before we do that. Just put it in, whatever.
Is that it?
It might be.
No.
Let's check out the bridge.
I wish it was. But we're not. By the way, the button that you use to read signs and talk to people is also one that makes you spin dash. Injury restricted. Okay. I am Butler Bot, do not kill me. Oh god, why? Why was I programmed to feel pain? Yeah, I couldn't see exactly what I was jumping onto. Shut up. Okay. E. E. G. Okay, there's two... Yeah, I should learn how to spell English again. Me fail English, that impossible. 2 G's in Eggman. E. G. G. M. A. N. If I can get on there. There we go. The most secure password ever. Next to password. Very secure. Is password or password 1? Oh, okay, I'm suddenly in my Chow Garden. So basically the Chows were like Tamagotchi. Remember those things? You could raise them. Starve them to death, I presume. I don't know. But yeah, it's pretty much what it was. So Sonic Adventure, part of that craze, you know, it was the time period. I did that, so now I gotta figure out how the hell to get out of here. Go free! Okay, that teleports me out. Good to know. Monorail is out of service. Monorail. Monorail. But I want to enter. So once again, the game is brought to a screeching halt. You guys aren't hearing a buzzing or anything, are you? Because I just turned on my little desk fan. It's about a little 4-inch USB powered fan, which is surprisingly is made out of metal. It's like, that's kind of surprising for a fan. You usually don't see metal fans anymore. But I have the RTX going. I just want to make sure it's not buzzing into the microphone.
A Chaos Emerald! No way!
Be gone, all of you! This is all I really need. Gamma!
What is your wish, Master Robotnik?
Yeah, Gamma's the other guy you get to play as. He's kind of a little more interesting. You just basically run around blowing stuff up as him. I remember having more fun playing with Gamma 102, part of the story.
Get rid of these pests! Show them what you've got!
Show me what you got!
And don't disappoint me, or else...
I'm gonna murder you! And that was the boss fight. Super complex, very hard, takes a lot of training and strats, pro strat moves. Hours of grinding. He's my lover! I found a new you!
Aside, Amy, out of my way.
Say, please kill me. She is too clingy.
This robot is my friend. He helped me.
I was trying to kill you. Please die.
Okay, whatever you say.
It's like, as long as you're not chasing after me, I don't care what you
must
do.
have your reasons.
Hey, this ship is losing altitude.
Hurry, Tails. Take Amy and get out of here.
Well, what about you?
I'm going down the ship, I don't care. I finally get that sweet release of death to get away from you all.
If I'm to continue, I need to change this ship back to its original shape. There must be a switch somewhere on the bridge. I've got to find it now.
If you turn this switch on, wings will appear on the floor.
It would appear I have found the bridge, I guess.
The switch to transform the egg carrier is somewhere in this room.
Emergency alert has been cancelled. Resuming monorail operation.
Monorail. They put North Haven and... gosh, what was it? Havenbrook and something there. Ogdenville, Brockway, and North Havenbrook. Put them on the map.
Robotnik ran away toward the front of the ship. Hurry up and catch him.
But I can tell you which way the front of the ship is. Figure that on your own. Alright. See you later, Nimix. Thanks for dropping by as always. Always good to see you. So next stream, I'm thinking possibly either Wind Waker or maybe some Breath of the Wild, not quite sure, or maybe some Shooty McShootface continuations. I'll have to see, but it's going to be one of those two things, either Shooty McShootface or Zelda. Okay, here we go. Remember the final boss fight being like, you're on, well, with Robotnik at least, you're like on two different platforms, he's like taking them out like with a big giant like dragon robot thing.
No. Not again! Chaos! Could this be the same beast?
I saw Froggy. We're gonna unlock Big pretty soon.
Oh yes. Attack
Yep,
Sonic.
there he is, for inexplicable reasons.
I must save Froggy.
If he's your friend, I'll help you. Just leave it to me.
Now I have 6 of the Chaos Emeralds. There's only one more left to find. I even found Chaos's missing tail.
You won't get away with this, you madman!
I will. You're no match for Chaos, even though he's not perfected yet. Okay, Chaos. Destroy them all immediately. Aha! 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 No way! I can't believe
Wow, that was an amazing sound effect. Yeah, that's not what I'm trying to do. What? What? I don't think the game realized what was going on.
No way! I can't believe this! No way! I can't believe this!
No!
Okay, so you cannot directly attack. Got it. Okay.
If only you could freeze chaos. Try and think of a way.
No way! I can't believe this!
I can't believe my monster has a very easy to exploit problem.
No way! I can't believe this! No way! I can't believe this!
Hey, I'll play with you some other time.
Good news is, I believe we're getting pretty close to the end of the game.
No way! I can't believe this!
I can't believe they recycled that line again.
Sonic! Hey there, Knuckles. Glad you finally made it. I thought you got lost or something.
Sonic, I am so tired of your crap.
Until we meet again, Sonic!
Stop! Come back here!
I'm okay, I just landed on my head.
Ah,
There's nothing in
I
there.
hate Eggman. Where's this? Hmm? That light. I think it's trying to show me something.
This way to the death zone. What? Further into the kill zone. Now play with Big! I know Twalis has been waiting for that. It's like, oh dude, you gotta play as Big the Cat, speedrun, and I'm like, nah man, nah. Go to the center of the ruins. I was like, what was that? But that's the majority of the game is like this, really.
Press the 3 hidden switches in the room to open the front door. Press this switch to raise the water level.
Two. Wow, the game just... Okay, it just pitched me right to the side. That was honestly unexpected.
Press this switch to raise the water level.
Camera? Excuse me? Oh, the camera in this game, so much fun.
Press this switch to raise the water level.
Alright, so let's see if it flings me off the edge again. Nope, okay. Game just pushed me off the snake, by the way. This is back before I'm pretty sure game developers figured out what physics do and how to program your game to have them done appropriately, so you don't like. I've also clipped through the snake before too. Like it was just like it starts shimming and stuff. It doesn't hold your position. It just like throws you either through one of the side rails or you just fall straight down. But it's a perfect game that should never be criticized because it's the best game ever made to Sonic until Sonic Adventure 2 came out. Thanks, game. That wasn't even a double jump. That was just a straight jump and just rocketed me straight down. That was like somewhat impressive, to be honest.
Press this switch to raise the water level.
Camera, where are we going? Alright, well I've lit my limit for what I can put up with one day with this game, I'll tell you that there. I was hoping to get past this one, but it's just too much of a pain in the butt, and I'm very tired anyway. So, you know what that means. So thanks for hanging out as I went through and intentionally tortured myself with a glitchier version of Sonic Adventure. Why people think it's a great masterpiece, I don't know. People need to play better games, but the Sonic fandom is unique. We'll put it that way. But thanks for hanging out, everybody. I do appreciate it. Of course, shoutouts to Twelus, Nimix, Sukido for humoring me with his subscription as well. Not needed, but always appreciated there. And anyone else who was lurking, you guys are always appreciated and welcome to lurk on my channel. I do stream every other day at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so if you don't know when that is, just type that into Google. Next day I'll be streaming will be Friday the 12th. Keep an eye out on my Twitter as well at Wursel555, so that way if something comes up, like if I need to cancel my stream for whatever reason, you know, I do have to take care of, unfortunately, for my dying mother, help out with that around the house and so forth, and other things around. Like, I was actually going to stream yesterday, but unfortunately I was exposed to too much sun, which I'm allergic to, and kind of got shut down that way with my body. So if something health-wise or emergency-wise comes up there, you'll know about it. If I need to reschedule the stream, you'll find out there too. So, as I mentioned a little bit earlier here in the stream, a couple ideas for games to play. I'm not sure. I'm thinking I'm probably leaning more towards one of the Zelda games. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a full playthrough. We'll see how it goes through. Not on the one stream, but like continued on. I'm thinking either maybe Zelda Breath of the Wild might be kind of fun to do. Doing it modified, I might play as Linkle, like the female version, which would make more sense, you know, especially if you're actually it swaps you out for Zelda. Because it's always Legend of Zelda, but you're always playing as Link, which always bugged me. I might do Breath of the Wild, or I might do Wind Waker, which is another amazing game I absolutely love and adore. So we'll figure it out. Or the other option would be Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. But I'm leaning more towards one of the Zelda games, so keep an eye on the Twitter. You'll be notified on the 12th for sure. Usually around 2 or 3 hours in advance. Excuse me. So thanks again for hanging out, and hopefully see you guys next time.